Okay, so our next question is strong number. Now a strong number is a special number whose sum of the factorials of digits is equal to the original number. Okay, to explain you more about this, let me delete this title first. And let's say we have a number 145. So what we will do, we will calculate factorials of each individual digits, and let's say the sum is, final sum is sum as equal to 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial. Okay, now let's calculate it. 1 factorial is 1, 4 factorial is 4 into 3 is 12, 12 to the 24, and 5 factorial is 5 into 4 factorial, that is 24 into 5 is 120. Let's calculate all these things and it will become 145. So as you can see, the sum of factorials of digits is equal to the original number, So this is what strong number is. Okay, now let's see how we can calculate it. So I am just going to write the pseudocode here. So the ultimate idea is to grab the individual digits first, extract the digits first, and then we will calculate the factorial. Okay, and for calculating the factorial, we have already done a problem on factorial of a number, and as I told you, the recursion concept, so how we implemented the recursion concept in the factorial problem. So we will see that. Okay, so we have a number n equal to 145. Now we will have sum equal to 0 initially because we need to store this sum somewhere. We will have a loop ultimately is n greater than 0 because the n reduces to 0. We will grab the digit by using the modulo operator, that is n modulo 10. This will give the last digit in the first case. Okay, let me write the factorial function first. So what we will do, I will grab them together and move away here. Okay, so we will write a factorial function. So fact function which will take a number n, and as I told you, a base condition will be here and we will return a number. So return factorial is what? So let's say we have 5 factorial. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so each time we are multiplying this number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number is getting reduced. So what we can do, we can do n into factorial of n minus 1. Okay, and we will check if my n is 0, or I will delete this, or my n is 1, because factorial of 0 is 1 and factorial of 1 is also 1, is 1, then we will return 1. We can add sum equal to sum plus, here we need to calculate factorial, so we can directly call a function fact and we will pass the digit here. Okay, because let's say for the first time we got 5, we will pass the 5 to the fact function, that is this function fact, and it will calculate and it will return the value, the final value 5 factorial. Okay, and we will add to the sum. Now we will reduce the number n equal to n by 10. Simple. After that we will check if my sum is equal to the temp variable. And why I return the temp? Because the number is initially broken down into 0. It is reduced to 0, right? But we need to store it somewhere to get the reference. So what we will do, we will add a temporary variable and we will store the number value, that is the n value, to temp. Okay, so we will check if s equal to temp, then we can print that the number, that is let's say n, is strong number. Okay, and in the else section we can print number is not strong. Okay, I hope you got the logic. So let's try to incorporate this into actual code. Thank you. Okay, now let's code the strong number problem. Now strong number is basically when you calculate sum of factorial of each digit, and if it is equal to original number, then it's a strong number. Okay, so firstly we will need to create a fact function. So let's create a factorial function using recursion concept. So what it will do, it will return fact, right? So let's say int, and I will write fact, and it will take integer n as an argument. Okay, now we will return something, a base condition will appear obviously. So we will return, that is fact. Fact is what? Factorial. We will need to multiply this into fact of n minus 1. Okay, and we know that if n is equal to 0, or my n is equal to 1, if this is the case, we know the factorial of 0 and factorial of 1 is 1. So we can return directly 1 here. And okay, now I will just going to add a semicolon. Let's check this function. So if I call, let's say cout and factorial of, let's say 2, factorial of 2 is what? 2 itself. So if I can execute this function, let's create a problem, and we don't need to give any input. Let's say, so factorial of 2 is 2. If I check factorial of 5, so 5 factorial will be 5 4 is 20, and 20 into 3 is 60, 60 to the 120. Okay, so we got perfectly working fine. Now see, I will have number basically let me delete this. So basically we will need to take a input number from the user, then we will have something like fact sum. In cube sum we used to do cube sum equal to 0. So here what I will do, I will create a number variable and a fact sum variables. Now I will initialize this fact sum with 0. Okay, now I will take the user input, that is this number, and after taking this number, what we are going to do, we are going to store the reference, because ultimately we will need to grab each digit of a number, so the number will ultimately reduce to 0. Okay, so we will going to store the reference of that number into the original number that we have. Okay, so yeah, we will do something like while my number is greater than 0, because we will going to grab each digit. Okay, let's grab the digit. So int digit will be number, that is number %10. Okay, and after getting the digit, what we need to do, we need to add first calculate the factorial and then add to the fact sum that we have. So fact sum plus equal to what is that, fact of number. Okay, and we can directly pass this digit to it and add a semicolon here, and we can reduce the number. So let's say number equal to, that is slash equal to 10. Okay, this is how you can reduce the number. After that we will check if my fact sum is equal to the let's say original number that we had. If it is there, then we can print that the original number is a what, is a strong number, and in the else we can directly print it's not a strong number. Now if I can run this problem, let's give input like 10. Okay, now let's give something like 145. We know that 145 is a strong number, so it gave 145 as a strong number, so it's working perfectly. Now it's your time to do the code. Thanks for watching.